Okay, guys, I got to admit, the nerves are starting to get the best of me. We've played through a couple more matches. There are 4 remaining in the season, but I am firmly convinced that Football Manager is doing everything in its power to make this series more interesting than it really needs to be. The latest is Valentin van der Velde, our goalkeeper, in on loan. We're bringing him in on a permanent transfer in July, out 4 to 7 weeks, injuring his groin through wear and tear. And that means we are going to have to go to our backup, which I don't really love. I got to admit, it's why we brought in Van der Velde in the first place. Meanwhile, our fortunes on the pitch, about where we left off. Honestly, this one hurt a little bit. Palermo, Sassuolo playing to a 3-3 draw at home. Castagna got things started 6 minutes in. Flavio Soleimani 3 minutes later converted a penalty. We led at the half 2-0. Now, Petar Sušić got Sassuolo back into it, scoring in the 52nd minute. And then when Flavio Soleimani scored his second of the match, I thought that we were free and clear, but we did everything in our power to give this one away. Tom Morris scoring in the 83rd minute, and then Sam Riches, who became the offensive player of the week after winning player of the match. Here, I mean, you can see Castagna in control, losing it. Riches finally coming free, getting around his man, beating Van der Velde, who really did not have a stellar second half. We dominated this match for the most part, and we looked absolutely in control up until those final 7-8 minutes of the match. And in the end, dropping points we so desperately needed. But that, my friends, that ain't the worst of it. No, that was the match against Cesena, where we found ourselves down 1-0. Facundo Ruiz scoring his first goal of the year, but Triarico getting the start, the 16-year-old converting from the free kick, but a terrible penalty call. Placidi, his, guess what, first goal of the year, made it 2-1, and then Belfonte finally in the 84th minute drew us even. We absolutely should have wiped the floor with the bottom of the table team, but for a long time it looked like Cesena may have picked up their first win of the year. In the end, it's still a point, but we really did drop 2 in this one, which put us on the back foot as we hosted 6th overall Bologna. It was a tight match, no score until the 68th minute. Soleimani putting it home past Gudens to make it 1-0. And then look at this play. Now we are going to pause it, and we're going to, if we can, let me see if I can change the camera angle of this replay, and I'll show you why. So we go to the sideline. Now this is the sideline view when I'm actually playing the matches out, is how I look at the replays. And in this case, the referee and VAR made a huge mistake. Faberski sending it into the middle. The player there was way offside. Way offside at the time of this pass. Ends up taking it. McKenzie putting it past Van der Velde to make it 1-1. And that's a huge part of it. They even showed the replay, and they drew the lines showing McKenzie to be offside. But sadly, 2 minutes remaining on the clock. Basic playing it in. McKenzie once again. He was definitely onside this time. I thought on first glance he may have been off, but I was mistaken. McKenzie's brace, including a goal that should have been called back. Now, the flag never went up from the assistant referee. I totally think that Bologna paid somebody off, because this is a match we should have, at worst, drawn and picked up a much-needed 1 point, because Hellas Verona managed to win their last match. So with 4 left to go, we are back in the relegation zone. Just by 1 point. We're 2 behind Perugia, 3 behind Sampdoria. But we really need to get our act together. We still have matches against Hellas Verona and Lecce. In fact, we are taking on Lecce today. We just, my fingers are crossed that we don't drop more points as we take on Frosinone Calcio in 12th place. 15 draws. If we had just won 1 or 2 of those, we wouldn't even be having a conversation about relegation. But instead, well, here we are. And the hits just keep on coming. A robust challenge in training. We'll see Antonio Vocaturo miss at least the next match. Now we need to find somebody else to play right wing back. Yay. Adding fuel to the fire, Lecce have already played. Lecce won on the road 2-1. Changes that we have been forced to make on the road against Frosinone Calcio. Oh, and by the way, 3 of our last 4 games are going to be away from home. The only one we are playing at Palermo is against Hellas Verona, which is a must-win situation, as is Lecce coming up in our second match today in this episode, because they are now only 1 point behind us. So it's very, very tight from 19 to 15 right now. Varela. He's back, baby. He was going to be our goalkeeper to start. He was our goalkeeper to start. He was our goalkeeper when we won our first match. Hopefully he can be our good luck charm now that Van der Velde is out with an injury. Tornaghi, Gaglioni, and Moldalende are going to remain as our back 3. Cosimo Giordano is going to slot in as our right wing back. Kind of the best of a bunch of bad options. Valentin Stanka, we could have put him in. Actually, he's not bad. I'm going to consider him. He is on the bench. It's his first time featuring in the team, because maybe we need to use him depending on how Giordano's doing. And if Giordano's not doing well, that could be really bad for us. In the midfield, Cincia and De Bernardi. Belfonte, again, manning the left wing. Triarico making his 3rd consecutive start on the right side, even though he wasn't so great in the last game. But, kind of the ups and downs of a 16-year-old. Needs more experience. Castagna at the 10. Suleimane leading the line. And we are honestly hoping that we can pull off another minor miracle. We've done pretty well this year against the teams ahead of us. We've only lost 1 match by more than 1. We've only lost 3 the entire time, but we've only lost 1 by more than 1 goal. And that was the second goal was kind of a garbage goal. By then the game was decided. The 2-0 to Inter Milan. Otherwise, we only lost by 1 to Napoli. We only lost by 1 to, well, whoever it is we lost. Oh, Bologna. So overall, we're doing pretty well. We just need to get over the hump. Oh, and I forgot to change my camera back, so we're watching this one from the side. Luna stealing it away from Sincila. Luna drops it back. Herrera, he's got David. Finding David. There are 2 Davids. David with a shot. It gets past Varela, and it's going to go out wide. Let's move my camera back to TV the way I like it. Kozlauskas to take the corner. Varela to deal with that pretty easily. He's got a good sense of where he needs to be, but so far, all Frosinone to start this one. Tornaghi dropping it back. While I understand it is a part of the game, I do not love when it happens in Football Manager, because we tend to give the ball away. We do regain control, though. Back to the goalie, Giordano. Di Bernardi's got 2 men on him. Once again, back for Varela. I'm just smelling disaster. Tornaghi trying the left side this time. Into the middle. Cincia across for Gaglioni. Just 10 minutes on the clock. Can we make something happen here? Di Bernardi swept away, but Giordano cleaning up the mess. Throwing it forward. He's got Triarico. Triarico stops, drops to Giordani. Triarico again onside. Di Bernardi, and he's got his 2nd goal of the year just inside the 18-yard box. Frosinone 0, Palermo 1. And as we have done on many an occasion in recent games against teams ahead of us on the table, we have taken an early lead. We just haven't been able to hold on to them. Let's see if we can build on this. What is that? You have got to be joking me. I can't believe Luna missed it. That was, from start to finish, Well, the finish was good. Actually, it was a terrible play from start to finish. I'm gonna keep saying that. Belfonte, terrible back pass to nobody. Luna had acres of space. There was nobody on him, and he still couldn't beat the goalkeeper. Corner in, Triarico, Gaglione denied off of the line. Triarico trying for another shot. This one he keeps on the ground. Cincia, Triarico has his pocket picked by Cadeo. He's going to throw that up. Goal line technology says that it's not going to be a goal. I've never seen goal line technology overrule or call it a goal in Football Manager. It's kind of like just a gimmicky thing, in my opinion. Triarico from a bit far out and a little bit too long on that one, kind of misjudged the distance. Trying to go for a second free kick goal in 3 matches and sadly unable to find the target. But that is the first time we did not hit the target with a shot in this first half. 4 shots on goal, 3 on target. That is definitely an improvement. Suleimani playing it to Belfonte, who did not wrap himself in glory with an earlier back pass, this time able to find Varela. Very dangerous across for Gaglione. Guys, come on. You're making me nervous. This is not good for the blood pressure. I have a family history. Kozluskas to Burgo as Frosinone in control. Payan up the line. Malalende playing it up, and it is once again in Palermo's hands. Cincia, what is going on? Back for Varela. Gaglione, free to Tornaghi. Cincia, Castagna had some space, but he's closed down pretty quickly. Belfonte across. Triarico gets it, tries to chip the keeper, but he is not up to the task. Heading into the half, assuming there is no other highlight, which I don't think there will be. No, there's not. Pretty even first half, but we are leading where it counts, and that is on the scoreboard. We're going to get down on the team because that seems to light a fire under their butts. Something we need to do. Xavi is in, an early change made at the half for Frosinone Calcio. They've only managed to hit the target as many times as we have. That's 3. In fact, our last 6 shots have missed the frame of the goal. Cincia heading it down. Suleimani ahead. Costagna. Sorry, mispronouncing his name because, the way of the world. Save made. Giordano's got it. Had time and closed down by Xavi, who I believe is like a U20, U17s player. Yeah, that ain't great. Giordano, though, having a fairly decent game. Castagna cannot exactly say the same for him, so I think that is a change we're going to need to make. We'll bring in Jose Catalano. Belfonte is gassed. Felder, come on in. Although I like the look of Giuseppe Cambisi. He is a young player, 24 years old. Okay, he's got the speed, 5'10", decent passing. Like he's just generally decent all around. His dribbling could use a little bit of work. The run of play has definitely gone our way. We definitely deserve the next goal based on the way things have gone. Gaglione to Triarico, now on a yellow card, making me a little nervous. Gaglione still dancing with it before dropping it back for Varela. Tornaghi, let's try the left-hand side. Cincilla, Di Bernardi, flipping it over the top. Triarico's not going to catch up to it. Gorla, though, his clearance is bad. Catalano, Suleimani, and he slots it home for his 15th of the year. They're going to check and see if he may have been offside. Prayer pose. He was not. The goal has been awarded. Palermo now with a 2-goal lead with just under 20 minutes remaining to play. And this one will be absolutely huge for us. A victory now, as things stand, move Palermo into 16th place with 3 to play. And we are looking for more. Felder back to the safety of Tornaghi, Maldalende, Cincilla, Di Bernardi, quick pass, Triarico finds Catalano, who finds Suleimani, who has it saved by the keeper. It'll be out for a corner. 10 minutes left. Felder to take. Cincilla can't get his head on it. Cadeo, his clearance does not get out of bounds. Felder controlling, Maldalende, and nothing good will further happen. Lazio beating Sassuolo, Sampdoria losing. Cesena may be picking up, I believe, their 4th draw of the season as they are tied with Monza, but that helps out. Maldalende, that was... on the one hand, a good penalty to take. On another, a bad penalty to take because he was already on a yellow card, which means Cincia is going to drop back and be replaced by Christian Serafini. Also, let's make him a wide center back. I think we are done with the libero for right now. Di Bernardi will slot back into like a DM position just to add a little bit of extra coverage, and Abdelli is going to replace him on the pitch. Could probably even slide things back to a more balanced mentality. Oh, and then Abdelli gets injured. Oh, man alive. When it rains, it pours. Dorian Bolt. Do I even have a substitution? Yes, I did. Thank goodness for that. I mean, just a couple of minutes left. If we were down to 10 men, it wouldn't have been the end of the world. 5 minutes added on. Come and go. And we have picked up another victory. A huge one on the road against Frosinone Calcio, who were ahead of us in the table. Dominated in possession. Dominated in shots on goal. We were above 50% in our shots on target. Maldalende getting sent off kind of stunk, but I think he prevented Frosinone from getting one back. So all in all, a bit of a trade-off, but he has been excellent in that libero role, and we are going to need to look to replace him and probably Riyad Abdelli for the next match. Okay, just to give you an idea of what's at stake, we have 3 matches left to play. We are currently in 16th on 30 points, tied on points with Sampdoria, who are on the road at Roma, trying to secure potentially a European position on 61 points, 5 over Torino. That's looking pretty good. We are 1 point ahead of Perugia at home to that very same Torino team we were just talking about. 2 points ahead of Hellas Verona, who is our next opponent. They're at home, taking on our last opponent in Frosinone Calcio. Hopefully they will be looking for a little bit of revenge. And we are taking on Lecce, who we are 4 points ahead. Also 3 slots ahead of them on the table. So a win will put us on 33 points, even on points with Genoa, perhaps giving us the opportunity to leapfrog Sampdoria. And if Hellas Verona doesn't win, that then puts us 5 points ahead with 6 available. And I'm loving our chances, especially because we, again, get to play them head-to-head. I hope that we don't crap the bed, though, as we're taking on teams that are below us in the table. We tend to do better against stiffer competition. It's all going to come down to the match. And a couple of changes I think we're going to be able to make. Obviously, Maldalende needs to come off. Giordano will take his place because he played really well on that right side. Oops. Sorry about that. Vocaturo, though, is going to take his spot. Abdelli does need to come off of the bench. De Soma will take his place, kind of a like-for-like swap. Everybody else is going to remain the same. I mean, Varela kept a clean sheet in the last match against Frosinone Calcio. So as we load things up, get ready to do our pre-game team talk, the good feelings have started to come back. Very similar form for both teams. 3 draws followed by a loss, followed by a win. If we pick up where we left off, we are going to be in absolutely spectacular shape as we hit the road to take on Lecce, playing 5 at the back. Hopefully we can break through our wingbacks, our wingers. Having the 2 players kind of attacking wide on the right side, I feel overloads that area, which does give Belfonte some additional opportunities, in my opinion. And so far, possession going our way in the early going. We have yet to see a highlight in this match. Hopefully that will change very quickly. Nope, I was wrong. Trying to be a little less gabby, and we endured a highlight-free first half, which makes me nervous for the second. Again, we are taking the game to Lecce. They did kind of win some of the possession back as we moved forward in the second half, so we were dominating like 75% at one point. It did drop down to 52%. Still managing 4 shots on target on 6 shots overall. So generally speaking, Not a bad first half, but we're going to tell them we don't like what we saw. Castilla picking up a yellow card. Triarico picking up a yellow card. Hopefully that does not mean that one or the both of them is not going to be available for the Hellas Verona match. Played across, De Bernardi leaves it to Vocaturo. Giordano to the left side. Castilla, Sincilla, and Joan making the save. Joan was a player we were looking at. In fact, I literally just took him off of our short list because I think Van de Velde will serve our needs nicely as we look to get the ball back into the Lecce end. 53 minutes nearly on the clock. Gallioni, far sideline, Vocaturo playing catch with Gallioni. Di Bernardi, Vocaturo feeding Triarico. He's in. He centers it, and Flavio Sulaimane's got his 16th of the year. The flag stays down, and yeah, they're not even going to review this one. Suleimane onside all the way. Beautiful pass by Vocaturo around the side. Finds Triarico. Suleimane managing to hold up his run just enough to allow Triarico to get in front of him before the centering pass was made, which was a very good thing because Suleimane, up until that point, was very, very offsides. Although Castilla still not having the match that we won in the half, but we are where we want to be, which is ahead on the scoreboard. We're going to make some changes with 15 to go. Triarico a little tired. I wanted to give Secco a shot, but he's feeling a little nervous, so no. Catalano's coming in, and of course, Mohamed Leilu, who has been relegated to the bench, coming back on. Not sure why we're looking at Roberto Di Bernardi, but back to the gameplay. Belfonte with a corner. Leilu on target, and Joan using his big 6'2", 6'3" frame, I believe he is, to snatch that one out of the air just under the crossbar and keep it out and keep this a 1-goal game. Getting a little tired on the back line. Belfonte a little gas. We're going to keep him out there, though. Ball played forward. Gandolfo settles it down. El Azuzi carrying for. You've got to be kidding me. El Azuzi missing the target. Looks like Varela got a piece of that going across. Esteve with the corner. I thought once again it was Football Manager saying, no, we're not letting you guys off that easy. You've got a whole episode left. We need to build the tension. So, naturally, a late corner. Esteve playing it around the edge of the box. Di Mato, what was that? Come on. If ever you saw a moment where Football Manager was like, we are going to tie the game up, it was this play. Sincilla almost got it. D'Amato hits one guy, and then it ricochets right across onto the head of Melendez, who puts it past Varela. That sucked. That really sucked. You can't blame the team for that. That is 100% FM being FM. So yeah, that could have gone so much better. Some saving graces. Obviously, we get a point. We do drop back into 17th. Still tied on points with Sampdoria. They drew with Roma. Perugia did pick up a 4-0 win at home against Torino, so they have jumped ahead of us and took the 15th place that we should have been in. Hellas Verona, though, did lose 2-1 at home to Frosinone Calcio, so 3 points separating us from them and the relegation zone. We have them next in our next episode. I hope to see you there. Make sure you liked the video, you subscribed to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you come back tomorrow as we finish off the season and hopefully finish off our task of saving Palermo from relegation and getting them off of the bottom. Until next time, bye-bye.